The future is so bright, and our ultimate goal is to hang another banner in the field house. And our ultimate goal is to come back in here after we win that championship and celebrate again like we did in 2012.
What if I told you the Indiana Fever is hiding a secret that could transform them into WNBA champions? It's not just about their star power or jaw-dropping plays. It's something deeper, a game-changing strategy that's been brewing behind closed doors. Lexie Hull, the team's defensive ace and three-point specialist, in a tell-all interview, is pulling back the curtain on what's really happening in the Fever's locker room.
Really grateful for the opportunity to not only play in the WNBA, but to be on a team like the Indiana Fever. I've seen so much growth, not only on the team side, how we're performing on the court, but also the growth in fans.
And with Caitlin Clark at the helm, a new coach in Stephanie White, and all-stars Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell, the Fever isn't just aiming to compete, they're planning to dominate. But what exactly is their secret weapon? And how is it already reshaping the WNBA? Stick around, because Lexie's revelations are about to take you on a journey into the heart of a team determined to make history.
We were just like sick that we had lost so many games, and also feeling like we were better than that.
The Indiana Fever weren't always seen as contenders. For years, they lingered at the bottom of the standings, struggling to rebuild after their championship glory faded into a distant memory. Fans, once devoted, grew skeptical. The Fever needed more than talent. They needed a new direction. And in 2024, that change began to take shape.
Once we found out we had the #1 pick, and once Caitlin declared, that kind of changed things, I think, for the city a little bit. People were just so excited to come support the Fever. We felt that in our preseason games. We felt that even on draft night, we filled Gamebridge, which felt crazy. Like we're not even doing anything in Gamebridge, and people are excited to watch the screen and see who we draft.
Enter Caitlin Clark. The Fever's #1 draft pick in 2024 didn't just meet expectations, she shattered them. From the moment she stepped on the court, Clark redefined what it meant to be a star in the WNBA. She broke 62 records in her first season alone, electrifying fans with her deep three-pointers and court vision that seemed almost otherworldly. But Clark's impact went beyond the stats. She brought a fiery competitiveness that inspired her teammates and reinvigorated the Fever's identity.
There's something about the way she plays the game, her passing, her shooting, that people really identify with. I really feel like we're poised and we're set up for a great, successful next era of Fever basketball.
Then the transformation happened at the top. Kelly Krauskopf returned as team president, bringing a wealth of experience and a no-nonsense approach to leadership. Krauskopf's first move? Building a front office that understood both the game and the value of culture. Enter Amber Cox, a general manager known for her sharp eye for talent and ability to craft cohesive teams. The duo wasted no time in recruiting Stephanie White, a coach with a history of uniting players under a singular vision. Together, they set the foundation for what would become one of the most exciting rebuilds in WNBA history.
Excited about where our new coach will take us. So yeah, it's just, it's unfortunate. And it's, looking at the league, 7 new coaches, 7 teams with new head coaches, that's an insane statistic. Like, the teams are going to look so different and they're going to play different. So it's an exciting future for the league, but it's also like, it's sad to see that some eras are ending.
Yet, it wasn't just Clark's individual brilliance or smart front office moves that turned heads. Lexie Hull, another rising star, began to shine in her 3rd year with the team. Her hustle plays, defensive tenacity, and newfound confidence as a shooter turned her into a fan favorite. Together, Clark and Hull, alongside all-stars Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell, symbolized a new era for the Fever, one defined by grit, collaboration, and a hunger to win.
All of it comes down to trusting the process, and part of that process is making sure that the work's getting done.
But the Fever's resurgence wasn't just about individual players or flashy highlights. The real transformation lay in how the team operated behind the scenes. We'll talk about this more in a bit. The Fever's upward trajectory was undeniable. Their win-loss record improved dramatically, attendance soared, and social media buzz painted them as a team to watch. Still, as promising as this resurgence was, it left one lingering question. What exactly set the Fever apart from other teams trying to compete? The Chicago Sky and Las Vegas Aces are prime examples of how even the most talented teams can crumble without a strong foundation of unity and trust. Both franchises boast impressive player rosters, but their internal struggles highlight how mismanagement and discord can derail even the best squads.
According to league sources, Wetherspoon had lost the locker room because of a culture that catered to the needs of a few players. Dear Lord.
For the Sky, trouble began at the top. Teresa Wetherspoon's tenure as head coach was marred by allegations of favoritism and poor communication, leading to a toxic environment where players felt unsupported and undervalued. Kennedy Carter, one of the team's most dynamic players, voiced her frustrations publicly, sparking headlines when she asked fans to suggest which team she should join next. The boldness of her post reflected a deeper truth. The Sky's locker room was fractured. Players reportedly struggled to navigate unclear roles, and the lack of accountability from leadership only deepened the divide.
And look, as an organization, we just, felt it was time to make a change. There's just private issues that I think we will keep just in the Sky locker room.
Meanwhile, the Las Vegas Aces, once the league's most dominant team, were dealing with their own internal chaos. Despite back-to-back championships in 2022 and 2023, their culture began to unravel under the weight of mounting controversies.
So the WNBA suspends Becky Hammon for 2 games. They lose a first-round pick in 2025 because Derek Hamby says she was bullied for being pregnant, body shamed, just really harassed because of her pregnancy.
The Aces faced accusations of circumventing salary cap rules and mishandling the pregnancy of former player Derek Hamby. These controversies led to fines, suspensions, and a loss of trust that threatened to overshadow their on-court success. Becky Hammon, a celebrated head coach, found herself clashing with key players like Kelsey Plum. A fiery exchange during a critical playoff game went viral, capturing the visible tension between Hammon and Plum. With an earlier-than-expected playoff exit, Hammon is promising changes for the roster next year, creating uncertainty in the locker room.
We have to get better. We have to really take a sharp look at ourselves, look ourselves in the mirror, see our shortcomings, and then, you got to make the moves necessary, whatever that means, to put the best product that we possibly can. It's not going to be the same group probably next year. It just won't. And I'm sad about that, because I really like that group. They were a pain in my ass, but I was a pain in their ass too.
The fallout from these issues was significant. The Sky saw their top players, including Carter and Camila Cardoso, openly question their team, while the Aces faced league penalties and intense scrutiny. Both teams became cautionary tales of what happens when internal discord goes unchecked. In contrast, the Indiana Fever have taken a vastly different approach, focusing on transparency, respect, and collaboration to create a cohesive and supportive environment. Unlike the Sky and Aces, the Fever have embraced a leadership style that prioritizes clear communication and shared accountability. By fostering trust among players and staff, they've managed to avoid the pitfalls that have plagued their rivals.
I think it was important to get to know her off the court because I do think that, connections, getting to know people really play a part in the success of teams.
The Fever's approach isn't just about avoiding dysfunction. It's about building something extraordinary. But what exactly goes on behind the scenes to maintain this harmony? Together with Lexie, let's take an exclusive look into the Fever's locker room and uncover their secret to success. If you've made it this far and are enjoying the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We know watching this video takes some of your time, and we appreciate you. Now back to the action.
It's really awesome to get to know her as well because she's a great person, but you have all these expectations put on her, and our team has put on her, and fans have put on her. So to see her kind of be so mature in that transition, it's been really awesome. And I'm just really proud to, have her on the team, and it's been exciting.
The Indiana Fever's culture isn't just about what happens on the court. It's what happens in the locker room, during practices, and in every interaction between players and staff. Lexie Hull put it best when she described the shift within the team. We never turned on each other. That mindset, that unity, it's what got us through those tough times. This sentiment isn't just motivational fluff. It's the foundation of a team that prioritizes trust, roles, and accountability above all else.
All of us just kind of stuck together, trusted the process, and realized that the start of the season isn't the biggest deal. It's how we finish and how we get better. And really proud of just the resiliency of the group.
At the heart of this culture is Caitlin Clark, whose leadership transcends her phenomenal stats. Teammates frequently praise her for her ability to elevate others.
She sees the game at a bigger scale, obviously with the platform that she's created for herself, and then that's transitioned to the game. it's huge. And I think like for me, especially as a point guard and as someone that's delivering a lot of the passes that lead to shots, like if I miss, she's definitely going to say like, you got the next one. Like I can count on her for keeping me like confident and positive. So yeah, I think that shows the player that she is and the leader she is as a point guard.
It's this combination of relentless competitiveness and unwavering support that has reshaped the Fever's dynamics. Clark's attitude pushes teammates to their limits while ensuring they feel valued. Lexie Hull's personal growth underscores this cultural shift. Reflecting on her journey, she admitted,
I don't think like anyone can genuinely feel 100% safe, especially like with the movement of the league.
Hull's evolution from a rookie trying to find her footing to a reliable starter is a testament to the Fever's commitment to empowering every player to excel in their role. But it's not just about individual improvement. It's about fostering team chemistry. Practices are intense, often involving scrimmages against male players to push the team's limits.
We play against guys during practice, we play against ourselves. But like if her team's not winning in a scrimmage or a drill, like she's competitive and she's gonna do everything she can to win. And I think it just shows the type of player she is. Like if it's not working, she's gonna try to figure it out. And you definitely want her on your side.
The Fever also prioritize communication and conflict resolution. Players participate in regular off-court activities to build relationships amongst each other. This environment is delivering results. As Hull put it, the energy around this team is electric. We've got Caitlin, Aaliyah, and a fan base that's absolutely on fire. The Fever's locker room culture isn't just an abstract idea. It's a tangible advantage setting them apart from teams struggling to find unity. Now, the question is, how has this cultural transformation translated into real results on the court?
It's so fun to be able to know that you're not just cutting to cut, knowing that you're cutting with the possibility of like actually making a really cool play. So that makes it that much more worthwhile.
From locker room unity to on-court excellence, the Indiana Fever are no longer just a rebuilding franchise. They're a force rewriting expectations in the WNBA. The tangible results of their cultural revolution are undeniable, both statistically and emotionally. The Fever's turnaround started showing up in the win column. With a record that saw them battling playoff-caliber teams, their climb from obscurity to relevance has been swift. As Lexie Hull notes, "We were better than our record suggested early on. We knew we had the pieces. We just needed to believe in ourselves and execute." The impact of Caitlin Clark's record-breaking rookie season was seismic. Leading the league in assists while maintaining a shooting percentage that rivals veterans, she's been instrumental in elevating everyone around her. Hull reflects, Clark doesn't just want to win. She wants everyone to shine. Her energy is infectious.
I mean, I definitely got passes and tried to finish when I wasn't expecting to get the ball. So like now it's like, okay, every cut I have, every cut I make, every fast break I run, like I have a real opportunity to get the ball, which definitely like took me a second. And I think it really just took one of those to really get my head around like, oh, she's all the way down at the other end of the floor and she could still make the pass to me down at the block at this end. So, I mean, it's been awesome.
Individual milestones have also stood out. Aaliyah Boston dominated defensively, while Kelsey Mitchell's consistency has made her the go-to in crunch moments. Lexie Hull's own game blossomed. From a role player to a core contributor, her journey reflects the Fever's mantra: growth through trust and effort.
Definitely like take it personally. And it's definitely a big piece of my game that I pride myself on because it's something that's always been such a controllable, and that's effort. And I think defense in basketball is a lot of just effort. And I definitely feel like I'm one of the hardest workers out there. And I think that shows on the defensive side. So at least I hope it does.
Off the court, the Fever's influence is just as impressive. Game attendance has skyrocketed, with fans flocking to see the team's dynamic play style. Walking through the grocery store and hearing "Go Fever" still feels surreal, Hull says, highlighting the Fever's growing connection with their community. Social media has also lit up, with Caitlin Clark's highlights frequently trending and Lexie Hull's off-court stories resonating with fans. But the Fever's rising profile extends beyond fans. It's attracting top-tier free agents. Players across the league are taking notice of Indiana's culture. One insider remarked, "The Fever aren't just about basketball, they're about building something bigger. That's why players want to be here." Comparing their success to the implosions of teams like the Chicago Sky and Las Vegas Aces further underscores their accomplishments. Where others fractured under pressure, the Fever thrived, fueled by a vision that balances individual brilliance with collective goals. The question is no longer if they'll contend for a championship, but when. The Fever are here to stay. Their momentum is undeniable, and with the foundation they've built, a WNBA title doesn't seem like a lofty dream. It feels inevitable.
Women's sports, it's a big opportunity to be a part of this rising tide that we're all experiencing. Everybody in this company's all in. Everybody in this city's all in.
The Indiana Fever's journey from rebuilding to resurgence is more than a sports story. It's a blueprint for transformation. They've shown the WNBA what's possible when talent is paired with culture, when leadership empowers players, and when unity becomes the foundation for success. Unlike teams that collapsed under pressure, like the Chicago Sky with their fractured locker room or the Las Vegas Aces mired in controversies, the Fever have charted a different course. They've embraced transparency, accountability, and camaraderie, creating a team where every player feels valued. As Lexie Hull puts it, it's not just about who scores the most, it's about every contribution, big or small, adding to the bigger picture.
The fact that people are talking about the WNBA, people are tuning in to our games, that's what we want to hear, and that's only going to get us farther as we go on.
Looking ahead to 2025, the Fever's potential is boundless, with Caitlin Clark continuing to redefine the game, Aaliyah Boston dominating the paint, and Lexie Hull and Kelsey Mitchell leading with heart and hustle. This team is positioned not just to compete, but to lead. Their growing fan base, strategic leadership, and unified vision have set them apart as a franchise on the rise. The Fever's secret plan has delivered results, and it's clear they're just getting started. Will 2025 be the year they claim their championship destiny? One thing's for sure, the league is watching, and so are we. What do you think? Can the Fever reach the top? Is it just a matter of when? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.